So I recently read the book The One Thing from Gary Keller, and it talks about productivity and success, and it's just an amazing read overall. But as I was reading this book, I realized that I unknowingly use this approach when it comes to my personal style, and it helped me get where I am today. So that's why I want to make this video, and I want to break my process down, and I will also share some golden nuggets from the book. So by the end of the video, you're gonna have an action plan that you can use that will change your style forever. So usually when we're on our journey to finding our style, there are a few problems that we encounter. And I found that there are the three most problematic and most common ones that I want to talk about first. Now, the first problem that most of us encounter is that we don't know where we want to go. That is just a huge problem in itself, because if we don't know where we want to go, how can we then take the right path? It's like Alice in the Wonderland, where she's at the crossroad and she's asking the cat which path she should take, and the cat asks, "Where are you going?" And Alice says, "I don't know." And then the cat says, "Then it doesn't matter which path you take." So identifying our style and our shopping habits and our closet and all of that when it comes to our overall style, it's very important, and we have to do that first before we do anything else. Now, the second problem when it comes to improving our style is that we are doing too many things at once. Now, this is not a conscious decision that we make. We're like, yes, I'm gonna do 10 things at once. We just normally do it. What I really loved in the book is the difference between the to-do list and success list, because they are not the same. Yeah, we may think that if we have a long list of things that we have to do, we are busy, we're productive, we think, okay, we're doing something, we should get somewhere, right? No, because we have to really identify which things are gonna bring us closer to our goals, and not everything on the to-do list is actually gonna make a big difference in our style, even though we might think so. So that's why it's important to really declutter the list, get rid of everything until we identify the really important things, the success things we have to do in order to achieve our goals. And now the third problem that we have is that we're just simply not asking the right questions, because questions are really important. If we ask the right questions, we're gonna get amazing answers. So when it comes to identifying the end result, we have to think big and specific, because if we think small, we're not gonna grow. If we're too general, again, we're not gonna have the right direction, and we're not gonna know which path to take. For me, my big and specific goal was to have a small wardrobe that is also stylish, that I can be very creative, and that also I don't need to shop as much. That was very ambitious, because all that I saw before was either people with big closets and amazing style, or people with small closets, and they weren't really all that creative with their outfits. So I wanted the best of both worlds, and that was my big and specific goal. And yes, I'm very proud that I achieved it. Now, this question is amazing for the end result, but we also have to have a great question for our path. And the question that I got from the book, and that I would suggest that you implement right away, is what is the one thing that I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? You have to really think, depending on your end goal, what is that one thing? The one thing that is just gonna transform everything. Everything is gonna be so much easier. Everything is gonna run so much smoother. Everything is just gonna be more effortless. This is an absolutely amazing question to ask once you know the end result, because it's gonna really get you focused and on the right path. And now, to make everything easier, I'm also gonna give you a little roadmap that you can kind of have as a guide. You can then change it, adjust it, whatever. But this is something that I would give to myself if I was at point zero, if I had no clue where to start. This is what I would say, take these steps. So yeah, the first one, it's obviously, if you watch this video, what is it? It's defining your end result. This stays the same for everyone. You don't skip it. It's the first step. Now, when it comes to the second step, the thing that I would say that the one thing that will make everything easier and unnecessary is to declutter my wardrobe and organize it. Now, here I'm not talking about deep decluttering session and just identifying everything and analyzing and all of that. I'm just talking about quick decluttering session of items that are stained, damaged, broken, anything that you're 100% sure you don't like, you don't want to wear. You just kind of get rid of it, and then you reorganize your closet in a way that everything is visible. Because if you have an organized closet, dressing is going to be so much easier, combining items is going to be so much easier. So that's where I would absolutely start. Now, the third thing that I would do has nothing to do with clothes, but it's very important when it comes to our style. And I would say to myself, Kim, go and find 3 to 5 makeup looks that you absolutely love, that are easy and quick. Because when we identify our go-to makeup looks that we really enjoy, and we declutter the rest of the makeup, mornings again are going to be so much easier. We're going to feel amazing every single day. There is no need to have different makeup looks every single day. Yeah, we can change some lipsticks and maybe eyeshadows, but having some good guidelines and baselines, it's going to make life so much easier, and it's also going to improve our style. Now, the fourth thing that I would say to myself, again, nothing to do with clothes, is again, go and find 3 to 5 hairstyles that are easy and quick and stunning. This is something that I really wish that I would discover sooner, because I really neglected my hair. I did my makeup, I did my clothing, but then my hair, it was just all over the place. It wasn't really neat, it wasn't tidy, it wasn't polished. Everything was kind of, unfinished. It looked like it was unfinished. I have a few of my hairstyles that I wear all of the time. So you want to find those things, and your style is going to be elevated right away, and the whole look of the outfit is going to be elevated, even if you're wearing a sweatpants or if you don't change your clothes at all. Now, the fifth thing that I would do is I would develop a habit of getting ready in the morning. Now, some people may already do that. I know now, this year, crazy year, and all that is happening, we're home more, we're kind of lazier when it comes to getting ready. So if you don't have a habit of doing that, then I would really focus on it next, because now you have your go-to makeup looks, you have your go-to hairstyles, and your closet is a little bit cleaner and neater and organized. So now you really want to get into the habit of applying everything that you learned and making it stick. Some people say it takes 21 days or 66 days to form a habit. You can pick a month or 2 months, so you can really focus on forming that habit. And then once you're happy with it, once it's effortless, it's easy, it's like a second nature to get ready in the morning, then you can move to the next step. Now, the sixth thing that I would do is declutter my closet again, but this time very, very thoroughly, and analyzing everything. Yay, we finally arrived at clothes and closets, but that's very important step to take, because now that you have the makeup you enjoy, you have the habit, you have the hair, you can really focus on your closet and identify what you love and what you don't love. I made a whole video really taking you step by step on how you can do that, and I will link it down below so you can check it out. But decluttering your closet and analyzing it at the same time, it's gonna just elevate everything. It's just gonna make shopping easier, your style better, and this is absolutely a step that I would take next. Now, the seventh thing that I would do is I would work on my shopping habits. I really believe that we have to identify makeup looks that we enjoy, hairstyles that we enjoy, clothing that we enjoy before we start working on our shopping habits. Because if you just say, okay, shop differently, and you have no idea what you love and what you don't love, you're hardly gonna change your shopping habits or be that successful with it. So that's why it's a bit later on my list, but it's also very important. So what I really worked on when it comes to shopping habits is, when I had the urge, I asked myself, do I really need this, or do I just want to change how I feel? If I want to change how I feel, what emotion am I looking for, and how can I get it other way without shopping? So this was my process every time the urge hit. Then I was also really focused when I was trying things on in the store, that I was rating them from 1 to 10, and I was only buying 10s. I also learned to wait, put stuff on hold, all of that. I made a whole video that I'm really proud of on shopping habits. Again, I'm gonna link it down below, you can watch all of them later. But working on your shopping habits is really important, because you don't want to undo the work that you've done before. If you decluttered your closet and found some items that you love and found makeup looks, you don't want to undo that by going out and buying new makeup and new clothes. Suddenly you have big huge closet again and you're overwhelmed again. You don't want to undo that. Also, you can experiment with shopping bans. Maybe say, I'm not gonna shop for 40 days or for a month or 2 months. So you can just observe how you're feeling, what's going on, how are you using your closet, to learn something more about yourself. And shopping habits are also very useful. Now, the eighth thing that I would do is I would finally start playing with my style. I would look for new outfit combinations, style inspirations online. I would maybe buy a new piece and style it in a different way, because I trust myself that I can just buy one thing slowly and I'm not going overboard. So this is something that I would really focus on less, because we have to have a great foundation before we go into this. Otherwise, it doesn't have the same effect. And ironically, I feel the last step is what most people do for a first or second step, because they feel like, okay, I'm not enjoying myself, I have to try new styles, shop for new pieces. And yes, that's very crucial when it comes to your style and developing and growing and just having fun, but not necessarily as the first step. You really want to build a great foundation, find makeup looks, hair looks you enjoy, declutter your closet, organize it, work on your shopping habits before you focus on this one. All of them are really important, but for me, I would say this one comes last. Obviously, this roadmap is not something that is going to work for everyone. It all depends on your end goal, but it can be a great guide. You can shuffle some steps around, or if your end result is different, then you can also add new action steps, remove some. It all depends where you're at and where you want to go. And I also want to mention that you don't have to have the whole roadmap in front of you when you start. You just have to know your end result and the one thing that you're working on. And then once you complete it, you work on the next one thing and the next one thing and the next one thing. And you'll get there sooner or later, but you always want to focus on one thing at a time. The one thing that will make everything easier or unnecessary. Now, if you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate you give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next time.